Hi guys, good day and welcome to today on Princess Anu TV. I hope you are glad to see me. Happy new month because I have been waiting to do this video for a very long time. And yes, today we are going to be talking about the US visa interview. Very important because I know most of us want to go get maybe more courses, more certifications. You're also thinking of how to progress in your career, whatever it may be. So there are a lot of opportunities in the US, and I'm sure if you've applied, you want to know how to ace your interview. I also talk about some things even concerning the application. I also give you my experience on how my own visa interview went, documents you should carry along, everything in between. I think I have like a list of some things that we'll talk about today. But just in case you're new to this channel and you don't know me, my name is Princess Anu, and on this channel we talk about aviation, motivation, and adventure. And please, if you've not subscribed, you see, I want to enter next year on this channel with 10,000 subscribers, and we just have just a few to go. So please, if you've not subscribed, do me that favor, click on the subscribe button, subscribe to Princess Anu TV, and let us begin this video right now. So, first things is you want opportunities. Let's talk about that first. You look out for the opportunity you want. Maybe you want to go do a course. Like for me, I was going for a recurrency course. In our pilot training, there's what we call recurrency. Like you've done the initial type rating. Now you want to go for like a recurrent training that you do every 6 months. So as pilots, you have to go like every 6 months to go and do a training. Sometimes you have to go like every 1 year, depending on where you're flying, your airline, and all that, your NCA regulation or your CAA regulation. When I mean CAA regulation, I'm talking about your Civil Aviation Authority, whatever they want. So that's basically what you follow. So for us here in Nigeria, we go every 6 months. If you're flying in the airlines and all, you have to go every 6 months to do your recurrency. So it's be dependent on which country you want to go to. I've gone to South Africa before to do my recurrency, and I have a video talking about South African visa application, both the normal application and the e-visa application, because I've used the two. I've done the normal application and I've done the e-visa application, and the both of them were successful. Glory to God, because any visa success, trust me, is glory to God. Because imagine after piling up all those documents, doing payments online and all, and they now say your visa is not, I don't like using bad words on this channel, they rejected the visa. No, we don't want that. So I know you're looking for opportunities. So just in case you're a pilot like me and you want to have that kind of opportunity, go for, maybe you want to do your recurrency in the US, you want to do your initial type rating in the US, find out the kind of visa you need. Like for me, since I was just going for a short course, I needed a visitors and business visa, which is the B1, B2 visa. So the visa I'm talking about in this video, basically the visa I applied for, I'll say, is the B1, B2, which is the visitors visa. I really don't know how other applications of fiancé visa, K1, F1, and all those other visas, I don't know how they go. So I'm just being sincere. So in case that's what you're applying for, you will need more information, maybe from somebody else. During the application, I did not use an agent. That's something else I want to talk about. Some people use agents, which is good, because if you don't know what to do, you need help. So in my own case, I'm going to say my husband was my help. So my husband helped me. We did it on our dining table. He helped me with the application process. We were doing it like side by side. He asked me the questions that they were asking, I answer. The good thing about it is that if you're doing it by yourself, you tend to give the correct answer, the most correct answers. But if someone is doing it for you and you're not there, the person can pick something that is yes for something that is actually no, or something that is no for something that is yes for you. I don't know. And so sometimes they always advise that you do your application yourself so that there'll be no lying and you don't get rejected for something that is not even your fault. Imagine after paying the fee and all, then you now get rejected. It doesn't make sense. So I'm going to advise that if you can be patient, try and do it yourself. Like open the app. Sometimes these things, they roll. Will I say they roll too much? Like sometimes you can be trying to open the US portal, the US visa application portal, and you will try over and over and over and over and over again, and this thing will not be opening. That's just because at that time maybe there is like too many people trying to do the same thing that you want to do, and the website is just clogged. So you can wait another time and it will later go, because as at the time I was applying, I had another colleague, a senior colleague actually, that was also applying, and my own was going through like every stage, but his own kind of was hanging. So he'll be like, ah, bless you, you're already on this stage. How come? Like, because my own at the time, maybe probably the time maybe when I was doing it, there was no like too much influx of people on the website. So those things happen. You know the way internet glitches, basically how internet glitches happen. So that is basically how it happened. The visa application, I remember some documents that I put up, which was my invitation letter. The school I was going to, they send you an invitation letter, putting your dates, all the information they know the US embassy is going to need, like the date of your course, your passport number, your passport expiry, yes, and your passport validity and all that. They're going to put it there on the invitation letter, because during your application they're going to ask for that one. Another document I know that I used also was my company's introduction letter, because they are going to ask you, are you the one sponsoring yourself? Are you, like, if you're being sponsored by someone, basically you have to put the person that is sponsoring you, stating the person has to state that he or she is sponsoring you, that kind of stuff. So it's like introducing that I'm going to be sponsoring this person. If you're sponsoring yourself, fine, you're going to put it there that you're sponsoring yourself. And I think they have different columns, like, are you sponsoring yourself for everything, or are you sponsoring yourself for just the school fees, or are you sponsoring yourself, all those things. The questions are very easy. You read them, you understand them, you pick yes, you pick no, you attach the documents required. Trust me, there are not a lot of documents you need to attach for US application. There are not a lot of documents. The main thing is they want to know where you're going to. They want to know your address of where you're going to, who you're going to meet, the main contact person, and where you're going to be staying. Most likely you don't even need to book accommodation, all those things, but all those things needed to have been settled at least before your interview, so that when you're going for your interview you are speaking with full confidence. Yeah. So some documents I know I submitted, I just have them listed here. I submitted my invitation letter, that's online, when I was doing the online application. I think I attached my license, yes, because it's an evidence that you are a pilot or whatever you're going for to do. Then introduction letter, I think I attached that too, and the payment receipt. You're going to be, after you're done filling the form, before you can book an appointment, you will need to have paid money at the bank. Some people pay it on their phone, but you must pay it, I think it's to GTB Bank. I think that's the only bank that accepts that. I cannot ascertain my statement, but I know that I paid to GTB Bank. You just go there and you tell them you want to pay for US visa. They will tell you the exact figure. So depending on the visa you want to pay for, I think mine B1 B2 was 70,000 naira. So I don't know if the figures have changed, but I don't think they change that frequently. It's a fixed amount. They just tell you the amount in naira and you pay that amount in naira. So that was it for the documents I used when I was applying online. Now let's talk about the main thing, going for your interview. See guys, I'm going to list some documents you should carry for your interview, but I want to tell you sincerely from the bottom of my heart, you will ace your interview if you trust God. I'm a Christian, yes, and I'm going to tell you that 100% of things I know that I have achieved is because God decided to help me. See, some things are not really by eloquence or you have all your documents figured out. Somebody can just decide not to want to favor you. I don't know if you understand that factor. The favor factor is very, very important. So when you're going for your visa, US visa interview, I would advise you to pray. Pray very well, because you want to come out smiling. You don't want to come out of that visa interview feeling bad. And it doesn't even take long for the visa to come out. It took 3 working days for my visa to come out. Just 3 working days. And yes, before I go there, I want to also say something. When you are applying for your for your US visa, sometimes maybe you applied late, and you know that the interview dates are usually, they used to take the interview dates far. Like now, we are still in 2023. You might be applying today and you get an interview date. That's when you book your interview. When it gets to the time you're supposed to book your interview, when you book your interview, you get to see 2026. I'm telling you, some people are still getting 2026. I think I got 2020. Was it 2026? Yes, 2026. But now there's a part that you can apply for emergency appointment, where you attach the relevant document that is needed for that appointment. Like, let's say you're going for a medical issue, they listed it there. Or maybe you're resuming school and there's already a fixed date for the classes to start. All those things, you type and explain yourself, and you attach the relevant documents backing up what you have explained. So there's a window for that. So just in case you click and on your appointment and the only date available is 2026 or 2025, and you know we are just about to enter 2024, so there is also that part that you can have like a emergency appointment booking. So now let's go to the documents you need to carry. I wrote them. I don't like to guess. I tell people exactly what I've done, and hoping that you're going to follow my method and it will work for you. Because if it has worked for me and worked for several other persons, I'm sure it will work for you. Because even before I went for the interview, I watched a lot of people's videos. I even went on the Google Map app when I was trying to locate the place, that's the interview center there in Lekki. I went on the app to look at the reviews and hear what people were saying, because information is very, very important. Things you must carry for the interview. Just have some things listed. Your DS-160 page, that's, when you filled your form and all, there's a page, the DS-160 page, you have to carry that one along. Number 2, your appointment confirmation. When you book your appointment, you're going to be giving your appointment confirmation. You have to carry that document, print it out. They will even tell you, print out this document and bring it when you're coming for your interview. So appointment confirmation has to be there. Then your payment receipt, that's the GTB Bank payment receipt that you used. And that's the beautiful thing I like about the US visa stuff. You don't pay too many things. You just pay once and that's all. There's no pay this, pay that. Like, it's just a direct one payment. Not like other visas. You pay online for appointments. You come to the VFS office or whatever, to the office that you're going to submit your document. You still pay. You keep paying. US visa, you don't have to pay. You only pay once. Then passport US size. There's a US specified size for your passport photograph. So you have to snap that one and let it be recent. Because I saw some people that came for the interview, especially some elderly people, and they saw the person's passport, especially one woman I noted. They saw her passport and they looked at it and they were like, Mama, this passport is not recent. When did you take it? She was like, maybe 2 years ago sometime. They told her she should go outside and make another passport, then she should come back inside. So they'll give her a note. Yes, they are not like sending you home, but it's better to have a recent stuff so you don't have to be going. So if it's possible that you snap while you're even doing your application, or you snap some few days to go in for the interview, that will be better. So it's going to be more recent. It's going to have your recent facial features. And that thing you need is you have to photocopy your data page. Yes, your passport data page. Photocopy it. Just have like 2 or 3 copies. I would just say have that, because I think there's a place where they will collect one. I can't really remember, but just have that. Additional documents that I carried. Before I go to additional documents, obviously you must go with your passport, because when they approve your visa, when they tell you when you want to know whether they've approved your visa, is when they take your passport from you and they give you a paper. That paper, they're going to say come with it when you want to come and pick up your passport. So that's the paper you are going to show when you get to the DHL office to pick up your passport. So you have to come with your passport, international passport, that obviously is not expiring within 6 months, and that has at least 2 pages, normal for your that is current. Let's just use that word. An international passport that is good and current. So additional documents that you need for to carry along. There are some documents you submitted online. So those documents, you already have them hard copy. You didn't submit them hard copy. You submitted them soft copy. So just bring it along with you hard copy. So like for me, some of the documents I carried was introduction letter. I carried my introduction letter. I carried even employment letter. I carried my license. I even carried my logbook, because these are things that say I am who I'm saying I am. Like I said before, I'm a pilot. So I needed to show that I am a pilot. If I'm saying I'm a pilot and I don't have a license, that is going to be fake. And just in case they want to see my flight hours, they want to see my book. In fact, my logbook actually helped me. When I go to questions they ask me, I'm going to talk about that. My logbook actually helped me a lot. So I also carry my marriage certificate. If you're married, it's good that you carry your marriage certificate. They're going to ask you, are you married? So if you have your marriage certificate, it's easy to like show your marriage certificate. I also carried bank statements showing proof of funds, personal proof of funds that I received payment into this bank account or something like that. So I just carried those things. They didn't ask me for it when I got there. They didn't ask me for any of those things, but I needed to carry things that I felt, just in case they come from any angle, I can easily present it instead of talking too much, or instead of saying I needed, okay, you're saying something, you needed evidence, you understand? Like, and if they see a written evidence or a book evidence or whatever, it's easy. Like, an evidence is an evidence. So my own interview did not even stay up to 5 minutes. Trust me, believe you me. When I entered the place, the funny thing is you're all standing on the line, and you can hear some of the questions that people are being asked. It's not a like, these interviewers are just in like cubicles, and the first person in front of you, just like when you line up in the bank to pay money. Just imagine the kind of scenario. They're asking the person question, so where are you going to? Okay, what country, what states in the US are you visiting? How many days are you staying? Like, you can hear them. So the funny thing, even some things I was not prepared for. When I started hearing them asking people questions, I'm like, God, do I even know this? I had to thank God I was with like a lot of documents. So I had to like bring out my documents, and when I hear a question like, for instance, what is the address you're going to? Of course, I've not been in the US before, so I'm not trying to cram, but let me at least have an idea of where I was going. I didn't know the funny thing. Before I even went for the exam, my husband had asked me like, baby, so what if they ask you what city are you going to? Like, it made me feel like I was not even serious for this interview. And I started reading, like I started checking. Okay, where are you going to? You're going to Dallas, you're going to Texas, and where in Texas? Dallas. Where are you planning to stay? What school are you going to? I checked it. All that, so that you don't go and embarrass yourself. Yes, because sometimes they can ask you some questions that will throw you off balance. I thank God that I did not have any questions that threw me off balance, because the lady was only concerned about asking few questions. And let me tell you guys another thing, my personal experience. While I was standing on the line, there was this particular man that was sending people, denying people visas. I'm telling you, like, when I stood there, this man, for everybody that was coming to him, I was just seeing their faces, their countenance. At a point, I stopped looking at the counter, because I was like, God, I don't even want to feel discouraged. So, and I just asked myself, like, God, please just help me. And I was already on the line to go to that man directly. There was nothing else stopping me from being with that man's queue, because there are different queues. The man came quite early, so they positioned some people on that queue, they positioned some people on this other queue. There were like 4 queues or so. I was on the queue to go and meet that man, and on the line I was praying, I was speaking in tongues. See, because I don't want to waste my time. For goodness sake, I don't want to waste my energy. I've done application, they've sent me, I should go there. After trying to get emergency interview date for me, which like it was really a hustle. People of high authorities had to try to get like emergency date for you and all that. I don't want to just go here and mess up. So I was just praying. In my mind, I was praying. I'm like, God, please just help me. And do you know what? Something miraculously happened to me. That's why I knew my prayer worked. Somebody, one of the, I don't know whether I say cleaners or one of the staffs there, which was directing people, you stand on this line. The person just told me, Madam, you leave that line, stand on this line. I was just like, oh, well, hey! In my mind, I was happy. I don't want to. Someone will say, maybe if you have gone to the man, he would have still approved you. I don't want to know that. But what I was seeing already, there are people that had evidence. And there was a particular guy. Even I think a church had paid for his medical treatment and all. There were funds showing that this church had paid for his medical treatment. He was going there for some medical reasons. Everything was legit. And well, I don't know, I'm not in the interviewer's mind, I don't know, but the man denied this guy. Another person went, the man denied. I said, God, please, Father, help your daughter, because I cannot afford to be denied. My interview was short, simple. She asked me, okay, what's your name? I told her my name. She asked me, so where are you going to in the US? I told her. She asked me, so how many days will you be staying? I told her. Then she asked me, are you married? I said, I'm married. I was even about bringing out my marriage certificate. So she asked me, how many years have I been flying? Like, where was I flying? That kind of stuff. That was why I say my logbook really helped me, because I now picked out my logbook. I didn't even know how long I had been flying, because I just wanted to be flying to rebuilding hours. So I had to go look at my logbook from when I left flight school, and I had to calculate how many months. So I was like, sorry ma, please let me just quickly check. I'm with my logbook here. I checked it and I told her so amount of months. She was like, okay. Immediately she was like, she just brought out the paper and she was like, okay, you come, we are going to send you a message on when you should come and pick up your passport. Hey, I said, wow. In fact, when I later came out, because my husband was waiting for me outside the visa, the consular office. When I came out, he was like, are you done? I said my interview did not take up to 5 minutes. It was short, it was simple, it was straight to the point, and I just knew that it was because of help. God just decided to help me, because there were people in front of me that they asked them crazy questions. I mean, there was a lady that was it was as if she was defending projects. I think she later got the visa, but they had to ask her, so how much does your dad earn? How much, you say your dad is a professor, so this and that. They asked her questions. When I was on the line, I said, God, they start asking me questions like this. Where will I start from? So you can never say what is going to happen exactly, but if you come prepared, come with the relevant documents that pertain to you or to your travel. Let me use that word, pertain to your travel. And I hear people always say, don't lie. You don't have any reason to lie, because if you lie, you're going to mess up. And let me tell you guys another thing, that they have collected your passports, which is something I learned from someone's YouTube video, which helped me a lot. Because even when I know that they have collected my passport and they gave me a paper to say, come and collect your passport at so time, and I will tell you when you come and collect your passport, I still had this stuff within me, like, God, please let it be that when I get to go and collect my passport, let me see my US visa there. Because I've heard of people that even after they collected their passport, they now take it back. Then maybe the consular says they found out one thing, and like something that the guy did not say or the person did not say, and they end up not giving them the visa. There are people that even don't drop box, and after after the number of days, they get their passport and the visa is not there. They now tell them to come for interview again. So a lot of stuff happens. A lot of things happen when you go for visa interviews and all that. So even when they collected my stuff, I was still praying, Father Lord, please let it be that when I'm going to collect my passport, I'm going to meet my visa there. And when I went to collect my passport, I just opened it straight to the page and I saw my visa. I'm like, Lord, thank you. And it's a visa that will last for years. So it's something that just try as much as possible to get all your stuff put together so that you don't have to regret, because it's time, it's effort. So some advices I'm going to give while going. I'll just drop some few advices. Number one, dress well, at least dress corporate, look good. Is important, because if somebody sees you looking good, I think there is that it can attract a level of favor, even physically. They say the way you're dressed, that's the way you're addressed. So dress well, don't just dress anyhow, like shabby. And is it shabby or shabby, whatever? Don't dress anyhow, just dress well, look coordinated. Number two is come on time. Yes, they'll give you a 6:30, for instance, a 6:30 interview time. Try as much as possible to be there before that 6:30, so that at least you know what's happening. You also hear from people. No, not listening to people too much, because some people have had very bad experiences and they've come over and over and over again, and sometimes they won't tell you things that hasn't like worked for them and all that. So it just depends, but try as much as possible to come early. And number three, pray and pray and pray again. Pray, because God's favor is what makes the difference. Most of the time you just deny people, no reason. Trust me, no reason. Like just one small thing, and they don't want to give them visa. So pray. Say number four is answer questions with bringing out evidence if possible. Like now they say, oh, where are you going to in the US? You know it off heart, and you can also bring out a document showing probably where your accommodation was booked, or the person that's going to be taking care of your accommodation, or where they say you're going to be staying or something. Like when you talk about it, you can bring out an evidence and even show. So basically, guys, these are a few things I thought I should mention to you. I hope this video helps you while going for your own US interview, and I hope you have a wonderful stay in the US. Yes, because I actually had a wonderful stay, just that I found it somehow eating the food was not the best. Yes, the food was not the best. Although I now found, before I left the US, I now found some very nice restaurants, and I hope to explore that next time I'm going back. So carry your provisions, carry things that make you feel comfortable, but most importantly, enjoy your trip while you are going to the US. Subscribe if you've not subscribed. All the best. Bye, guys.